Related to chylomicron metabolism, just we study that and then we can have 1 minute rest. 1 minute? Yes. 1 minute?
I think that's too much. 40 seconds is more.
I think yeah, maybe 10 seconds also is good, but 1 minute I think is fair. So, chylomicron, they are assembled in the intestine mucosa. Okay? Then they enter to the lymphatic system and then to the blood circulation. They contain mostly triglyceride. Okay? First of all, these lipoprotein in our body, when they are synthesis, they are known as a nascent or neonate or infant. Okay? Nascent chylomicron. These nascent chylomicron just contain ApoB48. Okay? So, you know, for lipoprotein digestion, we need enzyme which is known as a lipoprotein lipase. Okay? Lipoprotein lipase is necessary for lipoprotein digestion. So, please tell me which one of apoprotein was necessary for lipoprotein lipase activation.
Is it A1?
No. A1 is for LCAT. C2. C2 is necessary for lipoprotein lipase activation. But here, just we have a ApoB48. What we should do? If we don't have C2, lipoprotein lipase cannot digest chylomicron and triglycerides remain without any change. So, we have to provide C2 for them. From what? From HDL. So, in the blood circulation, chylomicron nascent or nascent chylomicron pick up, take, receive other apoprotein, including ApoC2 and ApoE from HDL.
This only happens in infants?
No, in all of us. The name of the chylomicron is nascent, but it's happened really right now in all of our body.
Oh.
Yeah, the name of the chylomicron is nascent. Here you can see from gut or intestine we produce nascent chylomicron. Okay, this nascent chylomicron should digest by lipoprotein lipase, release fatty acid. Then what's remain for us? Chylomicron remnant, and then they transfer to the liver. But let's look at this in details. Here we have a chylomicron nascent, which just contain ApoB48. Then it's receive or pick up ApoC2 and E from HDL. If you look at it again, HDL come and give it ApoC2 and E. Okay? So, this chylomicron known as a chylomicron? No. Mature. Is an adult or mature chylomicron. Okay. So, in the peripheral tissue, in actually the blood layer, we have a enzyme which is known as lipoprotein lipase. Okay, lipoprotein lipase can digest lipoprotein just when they have a C2.
Because C2 is needed for activation.
Exactly. Then lipoprotein lipase digests this chylomicron and eat actually or give its triglyceride content to the peripheral tissue. What they are these peripheral tissue?
Lymphatic.
From peripheral, what I mean from peripheral tissue?
The tissues of the body.
Which one?
Adipose. Adipose.
Adipose, exactly. One of the most important is adipose. Another muscle, especially heart. You learn heart just use fatty acid as a source of energy. So directly from chylomicron, from the actually dietary fatty acid, they receive triglyceride and fatty acid from lipoprotein lipids in their cell wall. Okay? And also adipose tissue, they receive fatty acid and then storage as a form of triglyceride.
In the skeletal muscles and in the
Different kind of muscle, especially heart muscle and adipose tissue. But when we're talking about the peripheral tissue, we mean peripheral tissue related to liver. Liver is the main because all of the diet, nutrient, fat, amino acid, glucose, they should first go to the liver, then they actually distribute. But fatty acid, they are different because from the lymphatic system, they transfer to the blood circulation. Here, they can distribute fatty acid among other tissue, then go back to the liver. So here, the size of chylomicron decrease. Okay, the size of chylomicron decrease because it's lose triglyceride. So, what's happened after that? The triglyceride went to the leave to the tissue, and the chylomicron size is decreased. So, what's remained for us? Chylomicron remnant or chylomicron remnant, which contain ApoE, C2, and B48. So, he doesn't need ApoC2 more because he's going to the liver. But he needs ApoE because in the liver, through the ApoE, it should be uptake. Here in the blood circulation, again, he gives ApoC2 to the HDL and then go back to the liver. So, here you can see ApoC2 is removed and transferred to the HDL. HDL receive is ApoC2 and it's known as actually chylomicron remnant is taken up by liver by LDL receptor through ApoE. Through ApoE, it's actually received by liver. Again, here you can see dietary triglyceride as a form of chylomicron by lymphatic system convert and transfer to the blood circulation. Here, chylomicron just contain ApoB48 and some OA. In the blood circulation from HDL, it receives ApoC2 and ApoE and become chylomicron or chylomicron mature or adult. Then lipoprotein lipase in extrahepatic tissue receive triglyceride or fatty acids. Then what's remain known as a chylomicron remnant. This chylomicron remnant gives and also A to the HDL. A, it doesn't matter for us. E and B48 remain and taken up by chylomicron remnant receptor, or also known as a LDL associated receptor, also is another name, through ApoE receptors. And here in the liver, we again digest triglyceride to fatty acid, cholesterol, phospholipid. What is the content of the chylomicron? And if we couldn't digest chylomicron here, this is known as a type 1 hyperlipoproteinemia, which means lipoprotein in the blood is increased. We have different categorization. In the next slide, I will talk about them, but one of the main important is type 1A. It's due to the defective in
Lipoprotein lipase.
lipoprotein lipase function, or lipoprotein lipase dysfunction lead to the hyperlipoproteinemia. In addition to lipoprotein lipase dysfunction, the deficiency of what also lead to the type 1 hyperlipoproteinemia? Deficiency of what? Deficiency of ApoC2. ApoC2. Also ApoC2 is this. What's happened if we couldn't be able to digest lipid? It's known as a lipemic plasma. What is that?
Plasma.
If you've taken up the blood from us right now, all of us, you ate breakfast?
Yes.
Okay. Those people, they didn't actually eat breakfast. Their serum is like that. It's not clear somehow. It's clear actually, but because of that, it's not clear. Their serum is so clear because they don't have a fat. The fat or lipid is cleared by lipoprotein lipids. But those people actually eat breakfast or any kind of diet, their plasma should be, their serum should be like that. It's known as a lipid. But if you be fast for 8 hours, the lipoprotein lipids digest these lipids and your serum should be clear like that. Those people have a dysfunction in lipoprotein lipids or ApoC2, all of the time their serum is like that. Doesn't relate it to being fast or actually eating something. Because they cannot clear lipid from the blood circulation, which is known as the lipemic plasma. So, if you work in a hospital, in actually some center, and you should to take an experiment to measurement of cholesterol, triglyceride, and other, please first look at the serum. If it was clear, it means it actually
Normal.
it was fast for 8 hours, okay? And you can do the experiment. But sometimes you ask them, are you fast? They say yes, I am fast for 8 hours. But when you take serum, you actually can see serum is lipemic. So if you measure the lipids, then their lipid should be maybe 500, 600, 5 times, 6 times, 10 times than the normal. So the data is not real. You should ask them tomorrow, after actually being fast for 8 hours, come back and do the test by just looking the serum. For those people, they don't have disease related to lipoproteinemia. But if it was really fast and it was lipemic, it means it has a problem related to hyperlipoproteinemia. Again, here you can see in the intestine, small intestine, we have a ApoB48 chylomicron which contain a lot of triglyceride, cholesterol ester, and some part of cholesterol. It's known as a nascent chylomicron. Receive ApoC2 and E from HDL. Then in the cell wall of capillary, we have a lipoprotein lipids which release free fatty acid, and it's converted to the chylomicron remnant. This chylomicron remnant through ApoE can be observed by the liver. In the liver, what's happened? Liver digests this triglyceride to fatty acid and cholesterol, free, actually glycerol, cholesterol to the fatty acid and free cholesterol, and phospholipid to the component, and again reassemble them as a form of VLDL, which is known as endogenous, because it's made here in the liver. So you can have a 5-minute rest, 10 minutes.
Why 1 minute?
1 hour,
1 minute.
2 hours. You can just,
This also
you have to stay and actually just listen to the previous slide. The other can go also.